The next game has been beat! Super Mario Galaxy on the Super Mario 3D All-Stars Collection. Let's talk about that. A couple things I want to mention before we dive in. One, I never played the original Mario Galaxy, so I can't really compare to it. From what I've heard, this is definitely the better version, the better way to play, mostly because the motion controls are now better and there's less of them. Two, I did not complete the game. I didn't unlock that secret character, Luigi. I got 75 stars, beat Bowser. I beat the game, didn't complete it. I might go back though because this game is great for jumping in and out of. We'll see. And three, to summarize everything, this game just feels like a better Mario 64. So here we are, Mario's back collecting those stars again, but this time, it's in space. It's a blast of a game, honestly. It's one of the best games to just jump in and out of, and I think that's what I loved the most. I could take a break for a day or two, or even a week, and then jump right back in and feel like I knew exactly where I left off. Yeah, you might be a little bit rusty when you jump back in, but it's quick to pick back up. For me, the biggest downside of the game is those motion controls. There's not a lot of motion controls used here, but when they are, I found it pretty annoying. Admittedly, I am not the biggest fan of motion controls, and if you've been watching any of my videos, you know that. But let's talk about these different galaxies. It is awesome just to go to each level and see the difference. Whether it's a beach or maybe a more stereotypical Mario themed level with a bunch of lava, it never gets old. My one complaint is I need more of those haunted houses. The one, I think just one, right? The one that is here was very cool, but I feel like they could have done a lot more with it. But overall, going to these different galaxies is a blast. Though, something that is not always a blast is how the power-ups work in this game, or more specifically, some of the power-ups, they're just frustrating. But you've still got your fire flower, which works pretty similarly to always. There's a bee that you can become now, which is pretty cool. I felt pretty good about that one. You can't fly all the time, and that's okay, but I thought that was implemented really well. I loved turning into Boo. That was a lot of fun and would have liked to have done that even more. There's an ice flower. You know, it was fine. It can be a little frustrating. But the spring. It is the worst power-up in a Mario game I have ever experienced. If there's a worse one, let me know. But every time I had to use this spring, I was like, alright, here we go. The frustration level is gonna start rising. The game overall isn't that difficult, but that spring, that's where I think the main difficulty came in. Also, the red star, it wasn't used enough. I feel like you used it once, and you know, you can fly around a lot, and it was cool. I wish they would have implemented that a little bit more. When it comes to the gameplay and the music, yeah, I'm gonna lump them together here. They're great. It's exactly what you expect, and it's done very well. The tunes are catchy, the controls are super tight, unless you have Joy-Con drift, which my Pro controller kind of does, so there were some times with a little frustration when it kind of went on a ride of its own, and you gotta restart. But overall, it is just a great Mario game.
Let's go!
I have zero nostalgia for this game as this is my first time playing, but the soundtrack and the gameplay, it feels like you're playing an old school Mario, so it almost automatically just elicits that awesome nostalgic feeling that you look for in any modern Mario title. When it comes to story and Rosalina's storybook, I think this has to be one of the best story-driven Mario games that has ever existed. Tell me if I'm wrong. It makes sense why this game is so highly rated, and it's still a blast to play today. There's so many new, fresh ideas that they implemented. It doesn't get old as you play through. In the beginning, I said my favorite part was just how easy it is to jump in and out of. But once you jump in, you just keep playing. It's like, okay, one more star. 10 stars later, you just are like, okay, I have to put it down. I got other things I have to accomplish. It's an addicting game, but it's so easy to come back to. I really enjoyed Mario Galaxy. Is Mario Galaxy 2 way better? I have no idea. I haven't played that game. It's not on Switch. Maybe it'll be on the Switch too. Who knows? Hopefully I can get around to playing it one of these days. Just making this video makes me want to jump back in and start collecting more of those stars. But alas, those are my thoughts on Mario Galaxy for the Nintendo Switch. Is Mario Galaxy as good as I think it is? Are there any problems with the game that I didn't mention? It's not too much of a deep dive. I just really enjoyed this game. So with that, remember, without video games, things do not seem to go as well.